So let's start recording this. We're gonna go. We're down here. We're tucked away, and I'm gonna be like the little lion in one of those Tom and Jerry outro sequences, and it's gonna go rawr, a rawr. But I'm not a cat. I'm a dog. Actually, wait. Hello guys, so Theo here, and today we're going to be talking about just what's all the hubbub about the Nintendo Switch 2 supposedly in the rumor mill. It seems like there's just not been really any confirmed information for the longest time, but everyone's just clamoring for just any little details about the Nintendo Switch 2, and I wanted to just throw this together to get a little bit of course, my 2 cents in there, and just join the community and sort of like talk and mostly just hype myself and all of my friends up for what this next console could be and what that entails for the future as just, I don't know, a general Nintendo fan. So let's get into it. What exactly is it that we're going to be covering today? These aren't going to be like very salient points, but I just wanted to kind of point out the obvious with you guys and just talk about the general vibe that I've been getting from the zeitgeist of the community and just what exactly we could start to look forward to with some concrete evidence and maybe just some hopeful, wishful thinking here. So far down the rumor mill, it seems like there's just like the release and the news feels imminent because everyone's clamoring again. I just wanted to emphasize that about any information that Nintendo has to offer. We know one thing for sure, that Nintendo themselves have been very tight-lipped about the situation. They haven't said a word or leaked any info. Those NDAs are probably going crazy, and I don't even know if there's like gonna be early access to like even the biggest reviewers. We just absolutely are left in the dark here for what there is to be revealed, but we do have a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel here that's coming up soon, and that's the investor meeting this month, May, on the 7th, I believe. And everyone is going to want to know, especially these shareholders or whatever, what Nintendo actually has to show. And since they've been so dry with the news lately, I think it's been about 6 months so far, which is so long for Nintendo to be quiet about anything that they're going to be doing into the future, that we need some sort of Nintendo Direct to officially announce hardware or software or bigger plans as a whole, because so far it seems like we're only really getting Luigi's Dark Moon and Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, and these are both essentially remasters and remakes, which doesn't really amount to anything new like coming to this console that's been with us now for what has it been, like the Nintendo Switch has existed for since 2017, so we're basically on 8 years at this point, which is ridiculous. I really want to know, just like you guys, what we have to look forward to. I think the most recent big splash that we had was Princess Peach's Big Showtime, and that was a cute game for what it was, but it definitely wasn't something that we're all gonna be enthusiastic for years to come, like the next 3D Mario or like what Mario Odyssey was back in the day on the launch of the Switch. So that's a good talking point too. Like, what will the Nintendo Switch launch with? What will its gimmicks be? How much hardware will it have like baked in already? We just don't know, but we can try to speculate and go into the rumors here. So let's actually like dive right in now and sort of suss out through what we can find down the rumor mill about what's being reported and what exactly we can do to speculate and get some decent evidence going, because this is crazy that we've been waiting this long. So let's try to just dive right in. Let's see here. We're on Games Radar, and we're just going to quickly peruse to see what they have to say, just to get an idea, just a sniff of what exactly is out there. Yes, we want to figure out what are the latest updates here. Let's just kind of unpack these and just give our 2 cents on what's happening here. So here on April 26th, news reports suggest that the Switch 2 will feature magnetic controllers. So rather than opting for a Joy-Con rail design, the Switch 2 is rumored to feature magnetically attaching controllers. So first of all, like, the rail system was okay for what it was worth. You could snap in the controllers one at a time, and over time those rails did get loose if you played in handheld mode a lot, so that would affect people on the go or kids who play basically on the couch or in bed the most. And I can feel my original 2017 Switch already just sort of getting more wobbly and bendy at the ends. It's definitely not game breaking, and I can hold the Switch without it just falling between my paws, but it's definitely more comforting knowing that Nintendo's putting stock into making the Switch potentially more robust. So I don't know, I'm a little skeptical on what exactly magnets have to do with keeping it sturdier, because I even have like neodymium magnets, and you can put them on the fridge and you can easily pop them off. They're strong for what they are, but they're not like game rage inducingly safe. I think if you are playing really hardcore on a game and you want to grip the ever living daylights out of that, I don't think the magnets are going to be holding your controllers really well. So I hope they combine that with the rail system and offer some sort of more stability with that. But I don't know, magnets as a whole seems kind of like a loop, or just throwing a gimmick out there like Nintendo would do, so it does seem rather credible. Okay, so we're gonna just try to skim over what exactly like are the things that pop out to me that I'm the most interested in. So here we have a February 11th report, a good sign for backwards compatibility. Now the biggest thing with the Nintendo Switch is that I think one of the reasons why it caught on so well is because even though they didn't have a huge install base to begin with, the games came to the system over this half a decade now. We honestly have one of the largest freaking game libraries on this, and to lose this going forward with another console I think would upset a lot of fans. So definitely we're gonna need this going forward. We have digital libraries and we have a mix of physical games as well, so hopefully they're gonna try and pull the transition from the original DS cartridges to like the 3DS cartridges, where they added a little notch at the top, so you could obviously take the old games, put it in the new slot, and obviously the new cartridges with the notch will not fit or break your old system in case people try to get all wise and smart with that or just do it by accident. So definitely it would be a huge perk, and I don't think a very tall ask for Nintendo to let us still play our Nintendo original Switch games going forward onto the Switch too. So I'm a big proponent of that, and I don't think that that's a major ask. Let's see here, what else do we have going forward? More signs are pointing to an 8-inch LCD screen here, and this is a big one, literally, not metaphorically. I've had the Nintendo Switch original version ever since it was launched, and it was great for what it was, but now coming to the Steam Deck now, I've been rocking that thing for close to almost, I think, a year and a half now, and I go back to the original Switch. I even have a Switch Lite of all things, because I just love the pocketability of it. But now that I'm a little here, like older in my late 20s now, you know, looking at a very tiny screen ain't what it used to be when I was a wee little tyke and I was just gaming with the screen 2 inches from my face. But now it's maybe like 4 inches from my face as an adult. But we're seeing just the screens themselves become more comfortable when they get larger, and I'm having a much better time on the Steam Deck. Reading text and legibility is just way better on a larger screen, even if the pixel density is roughly the same. So I'll take a little bit less sharpness for a larger screen that's more comfortable. And also, to pair with a larger screen, if the screen's getting physically larger, I know those bezels on the Switch OLED could shrink even more, but I wouldn't put it past Nintendo to make the console itself larger, so when we get a larger screen, larger body of the tablet itself, we'll get larger Joy-Cons, it sounds like. So look at how big these mitts are. Do you think these big old nubbers can grab tiny little Joy-Cons? I don't think so. So going forward now, I don't mind an entirely new Joy-Con. When the Joy-Cons are more comfortable to hold, again, I'm going to compare the ever-living daylights out with the Steam Deck. It has like formed and molded grips that make just experiencing a larger console more ergonomic, and you can game on it longer, and it just doesn't cramp your fingers on like the Nintendo Switch Lite did. So That's why a lot of people, and like quick side tangent here, a lot of manufacturers made grips for the Switch, so there's still a third-party solution there, but just having that innate experience with the console just work on its own would be fantastic. So I prefer the most clean out-of-the-box experience, and I think that's the way to go. So larger grips, larger screens, that is awesome. Also, I don't think this specifies it in the article, but the LCD screen should also be 1080p. So that has been heavily rumored, and I think on a handheld, that is kind of the standard now. The Steam Deck is a 800p screen, and it is perfectly legible, but I do notice if I really try hard to pixel peep, you can see a little bit of pixels, but anything to improve the pixel density would be great, and I don't think that that's a tall ask for 2024 hardware now, even though they've probably settled on the hardware since 2022. And I think the more modern that we can get, the more power we can get out of this system, the more likely it is to run games at a decent frame rate, etc. But I think we're already getting into like the wish list territory of the video, so we're just gonna actually take a quick sidestep here and just gonna check out all the crazy designs and just get a visual idea here of what people just want, what they want to create and like look forward to. This is kind of one of the most like exciting parts of when all the fans get hyped and just already want to materialize the Switch, or just the new console in general. So yeah, it looks like everybody's going crazy with this. I'm gonna get distracted. There's even like a weird one with like Joy-Cons built within the Joy-Con that you could pop out or something. It's like a built-in Joy-Con grip. I don't know what that's about. Probably a better kickstand. Like there's so many little details that go into a new console that I can understand why it's taking Nintendo so long. But ultimately, yeah, like let's try to figure out what our wish list is here. I think coming from a practical standpoint, I think the Nintendo Switch 2 should just basically be incremental here. It doesn't have to do anything crazy. It could be simple spec bumps that we've already discussed, like the screen or like larger Joy-Cons, to just improving the stability of the gaming performance. Because ultimately, if we can get at least, like God forbid, we get any frame rate drops, like for games playing at 720p and going to 30 FPS on the handheld, can we just not have that in 2024 moving on? Can we have at least 1080p at 60 FPS, no matter if you're playing docked or handheld? People are speculating that we're gonna have 4K, we're gonna have up-res technology with DLSS or just AI shenanigans in general. I'm more of a pure compute rasterization person, so if I can have any power that's just pushing what I'm seeing without any kind of funny visual trickery, that would be best. But maybe knowing Nintendo, they'll have their finesse and their polish that will make DLSS or any kind of AI upscaling really clean, so I trust them to do that. Because have you seen Luigi's Mansion 3 already on Switch? The lighting is mwah, perfection. So yes, can we just have stability improvements to the Switch? Can we just make sure our games all run at 1080p 60 FPS? And I'm not talking about like even Kirby and the Forgotten Land here, where the characters in the background would run at like 2 FPS if you're not near them, but that is a whole nother discussion for later. People are discussing that perhaps the upresing technology will make the 1080p image into a 4K image for the screen, like while it's docked, and I think that's fine, because we know with the original Switch now, or even the OLED, when you dock it, it is capable of a 4K output. Taki Udon already mentioned this in one of his videos that I'll try to link below, about Nintendo purposefully capping the power of the Nintendo Switch for the sake of the battery life. So we know that if you bypass that and do some other third-party shenanigans, you can get a 4K image output even at 30 or 1080p 60 FPS, better performance for games that Nintendo already has released. So that's kind of sad to say that Nintendo's purposefully holding back their hardware for longevity and stability amongst, let's say, younger audiences that just want to play games and they don't care for any of these like spec bumps or increases. They just want to play a game, and they don't realize like the choppy variable frame rate and whatnot. It's probably beyond like a lot of the average mainstream audiences here, but for the enthusiast, it is 100% an eyesore. Ooh, here's something that's kind of random. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place right now. I had a cup of coffee in the evening, and I'm usually a 2 cup of joe kind of person, but ooh, it's keeping me jazzed right now. This looks like a little Switch attachment. I did hear in the rumor mill. Let's see if we can blow this up a little bit more. But here in the top right corner, if you can see, just right up there, we have an attachment to the top of the Switch that looks like an accessory that would make the Nintendo Switch a dual screen. So that is freaking amazing already. It reminds me of like the Virtual Console with the Wii U specifically, with the gamepad and like the television screen. So they totally have the software capability to do that, and any sort of like click or like attached features of the Switch that Nintendo could do would be cool. I like this whole modular concept that you could just click clack, you know, to your Switch, and you just play whatever games that you like. But this is more of the wild wish list here, because I think actually now thinking about it, making attachments that aren't innately sold with the Switch to play games on that you have to buy is sort of a paywall thing that doesn't sound very clean and practical actually. So let's just hope that all of this right now is coming with the Switch in totality. Like there's no funny business here. It's just this out of the box. That's what's important. So yeah, a nice clamshell DS throwback. Would love it. So I don't think there's like much to really like speculate on over that, but I do want to say that the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be this product that is going to stick with us as gamers for like at least the next 6 to 10 years, just like the lifespan of the Switch that we've had now. Sure, there might be little practical minor upgrades like the DS had to the DS Lite, or even the DSi. I'm kind of surprised that, you know, the Nintendo Switch doesn't have a camera on it. That would kind of be really cool for AR stuff. I want AR things to come back. That would be so fun. But no, yeah, I don't think we're gonna get that anytime soon. We're just gonna get small incremental upgrades that are safe for the company, that won't throw anybody for a loop. Maybe they'll be just consolidated with what they want to experiment with and make sure everything is surefire and ready to ship before, you know, they fumble the ball like they usually do every other generation. And they want to be safe and change that for the record. So we're really hoping that Nintendo, whatever it is that they're cooking, is really stable and reliable. And these minor spec bumps are all that we could really hope for at the end of the day, that it makes the Switch and the Switch 2 just more reliable. I think that's just gonna be about it for the video. I don't really want to belabor my points and make a big word salad out of everything, because at the end of the day, we're gonna all have to sit down and wait and watch to see what Nintendo's gonna have to just unveil to us. And I think that's what really makes this more hype and more special, is because we really don't know much. That's what we know. We know nothing. You know? So overall, I think it has been no better time to be just a Nintendo fan, let alone just a gamer, because we have such huge backlogs right now to play through on the Switch, on PC, on Steam, anywhere and everywhere. Like, emulators are becoming more of a thing. PC handhelds are going crazy. Oh my gosh, my brain's exploding. Too much coffee. But overall, it's just a really good time to just play games, and the point is, we can still play for a very long time with our backlogs until whatever it is that Nintendo is going to push out, hopefully in the next coming weeks or month or two. So there is no fire, there's nothing super crazy, super in rush mode right now, like all of the other leakers and the people like with their nose so close to the grindstone that, you know, there's nothing to stress about. We can just wait it out, and we can enjoy our games now and just really be surprised when Nintendo pulls those sheets off the shiny new product that we can all start playing with in our beans, in our little paws. So I once again thank you guys for spending the time to help and speculate. And if you guys have any other big ideas or little thoughts below, I would really like to read them. So I would read every comment if you guys want to just talk about any little tidbit here that got you pontificating about Nintendo or video games as a whole. I would really appreciate it. I love a little chat and discussion. So yeah, you guys have a good day. Bye bye. Rawr. Rawr. But I'm not a cat, I'm a dog actually. Wait.